We see in Surah Yusuf alayhi salamullah, the merchant, when he buys Yusuf alayhi salamullah, what does he do here? He consults with his wife. He says, let's buy him, and either we make him a slave or we raise him as a son. The fact he consulted his wife means there was some form of what? Some form of authority, a position for the woman held in society. Recently, they've been on their research in the tombs of the pharaohs, they found scriptures which say that this woman so and so owned this, this and this. So also they had ownerships. When the woman takes this man to court, she takes Yusuf alayhi salamullah to court. Why? Because she obviously claims he did something. She took him to court means what? There was a system of justice which listened to the woman's side of the story. Whereas some Muslims will tell you, one of the main leaders in Islam says it himself, I used to bury my daughters. Before Islam, the daughter used to be buried. Why? Simply because she was a girl. Because I tomorrow don't want to be in a position where I have to give her away as a wife to somebody else. And he in return can turn around and insult me because of my daughter. Best thing to do, I'll sleep comfortably, I'll put her in her grave. Sounds like a good thing to do in those times. Islam came and said what? The first thing, heaven is underneath the mother's feet. We can examine this on the two sides. First side is the respect which you give to your mother. So long as you respect your mother, heaven is yours. Second side is what? This is when I say Kerbala came to save everything. In Kerbala there was examples given. Qasim ibn al-Hasan alayhi salamullah. What did his mother do? What did the mother of every child in Kerbala do? She gave forward her child. If you have a good mother, the teachings of your mother is your key to heaven. Whereas if you have a bad mother, then you're going to hell. Obviously if you respect her, it's a different issue. But if your mother is teaching you how to drink and how to do this and how to do so on and so forth, then inevitably your akhirah is in hell. Why? Because the mother spends more time with her child. The father could be out working. So the first point of establishment is with the mother. If your mother is a pious person, if your mother is God-fearing, if your mother is a respected woman who respects herself before anything else, you will grow up in a house which is what? Which is respected. You will grow up in a house which prepares you to be a respected person in this dunya. So this is when we say heaven was given to you, to the mother. In two forms. First of all is you have to respect her. Second of all is it's given a position of authority to the mother. It said, hold on. You need to know what's your position before people can understand what's your position. You're a mother. You are what produces the future generations, and you need to be respected and respect yourself. It gave the woman a standard. You don't need to be oppressed anymore. You don't need to walk around thinking, well, what is my worth? No, your worth is everything. So that's why Islam came and gave a position for the woman. Also, Islam comes and gives a position for the child. The Quran speaks of numerous children. They were prophets, but they were children at the same time. They didn't come into the world men. They were children. Isa ibn Maryam alayhi salam, Allah spoke in the cradle. Dawood alayhi salam, Allah also was a child at one point. When he fought Goliath, he was a child. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is trying to show people that don't neglect a child. Judge him not on his age. Judge him on the wisdom he speaks. How many people in our community will say, oh, he's a kid, I'm not listening to him. Even though what the kid is saying realistically makes more sense what 20 adults are saying. We've experienced this. We've been to majalis where we see one person, I don't know what he's talking about. I'm not talking about the person in the minbar. Amongst the people sitting in the majalis, he's talking something else. And a child turns around to him and says, what? He says, uncle, can you be quiet, please? Because I'm trying to hear something. Here Islam is saying to you, recognize that, don't think he's a child, that's it. Yusuf alayhi salamullah tells his father, oh father, I had a dream. His father respects the authority straight away. He says, my son, don't tell your brothers, even though what? The brothers are older than him. Why? Because they might be jealous and they end up killing you. You as a child have the wisdom, they don't. So don't tell them. It came to give the animal its rights. We've got the RSPCA bragging on about rights for animals, rights for animals. But what do? They have their profits at the end of the day. They tell you it's a charity. But how can it be a charity if there's profit being made at the end of the day? Abu Abdullah Hussein alayhi salamullah showed rights for animals and he didn't ask nothing in return. Abbas alayhi salamullah showed the right of the animals and he didn't take nothing in return. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam showed rights to the animals and he didn't take nothing in return. Imam Hussein comes to the water banks. He's about to drink water. What does he say? He looks to his horse. He says, you are thirsty and I am thirsty. And I swear by Allah, my lips will not touch the water until you drink. This horse in return doesn't drink. Why? Imam Hussein recognized who the horse is. The horse recognized who Imam Hussein is. Why? Imam Sajjad alayhi salamullah says, they came and asked him, they said, what was the horse of Imam Hussein alayhi salamullah? What was Zuljanah doing when what was his intention when he was putting his nose in the blood of Imam Hussein alayhi salamullah and he was lifting his head to the heavens? And we saw tears so much that they were reaching the hoofs. Imam Sajjad alayhi salamullah replies, the horse was saying, Al-Dhalima, Al-Dhalima. The injustice from a nation who killed the son of Rasulullah. So the horse knows who Imam Hussein alayhi salamullah is. So Islam also came to give the rights.